let's have some fun with this image and make some colour choices. It was an AI image that I've created, and I love the quirky bird and I do love the colours, but just because these colours are here doesn't mean to say that we have to stay with them. We can make colour choices, and I'm going to show some new techniques that will help you select certain areas, apply a colour, brush in some colour. We can just go on and on with making colour choices. So first thing that I'll do is I look at this image and I think it's a little bit too contrast for me. So I'm going to go to my go-to tool, and that is get the hue and saturation. And what I'll do is desaturate the colour right down to get soft tones. And I might strip it right down to the colour if I want. I can play with the lightness. I could even, shift the hue if I want. Let's play with that and let's see what we can get. I might dial that back a little bit. Now, colour is about what your eye sees, what you like, but when you're doing something like this, creating a piece of art, it's not about colour reality. It's about let's push the boundaries with colour. So I'm going to choose that, and I think, I quite like that's something that I can work with. Now, you could stop here, but as I said, let's push the boundary with colour. So I could come up here and I could use some other tools that I've shared with you, the colour balance tool, the photo filter, the curves. You can even play with levels. I'm going to come to the photo filter and I go to my go-to, the cyan, because this puts a bit of coolness into this image because there's a lot of warm colours. And it's not necessarily my favourite colour, it's just understanding colour theory. And so when I look at it, there's a lot of yellow, there's a lot of greens in there and some warm undertones. So I'll go cyan and have a look. I'll drop that density down so it just gets what I call a little touch of blue coming through, and it complements the bird because the bird is actually quite warm in the colouring. I'll leave that there. Now you could stop at this decision and go, that's it, I'm done, I'm happy with this, but let's push the boundaries even further. I might go into Camera Raw and play with a preset. So I need a pixelated layer. To do that, I'll do Control-Alt-Shift-E or Command-Alt-Shift-E. I'll come up to Filter and I'll go to Camera Raw. And I can either choose a preset or a profile. Profile is those 4 squares. If you go in there, there's some like what I call presets, or I can come over here and click on these 2 circles and get presets that are included. I'm not going for cinematic. I'll actually go for, let's see, a vintage and play with just these different presets. Now, if I find one I like, and I think I like that, and there's a reason, is that I like the colour of the bird's chest, but let's experiment. Let's not stop here. All right, let's push the boundary again and come up to cinematic. And I'm just having a look. And now that's got some real, what I call vintage old camera processing look to it, and I quite like that. This could work, but I'm not a fan of the orange, but that's okay. It's a personal preference. Ooh, no, definitely not me, but I could work with this one. And it's when I'm going through these presets and I just look at something and you'll hear me say, and I've said it, oh, that's interesting. And so then I can build on that. So let's go with the 6 in the preset. I'm going to turn that layer off and on, and it's not dramatic, but it's certainly made a change. Now I could dial that opacity down. Now what I'm looking at is do I like the foreground in the flowers? Do I like the colour? And they're working for me, but I'd like to bring some pop of yellow onto the bird's chest, and I'm going to do it subtly. And one of the techniques that I'll use is a solid colour fill, and I invert the mask. How do you do that? So firstly, I'm going to come over to my swatches where I've got my favourite colours, and there's one that I've got in there, and this is a forest yellow. I got that from Adobe Colour, and I put that into my swatches. Now I've clicked on that. I've actually made sure that the foreground is in that colour. So what I'm going to do is come down to the bottom here and get my solid colour, and you'll see that it's put that colour in that I've chosen. But what I want to do is invert the mask so I can then paint that colour in. I'll click on the mask, I'll do Control-I or Command-I. That makes the mask black. I have to have white in the foreground, and I make sure I've got my brush. Now my opacity is at 17. I am going to make it a little bit stronger so you can actually see the colour. And as I paint that in, now if you make the opacity too strong, it will cover the detail of the feathers, so I don't want that. So I'll undo that, get my opacity down to about 18, and I'll just, a fantastic technique is squiggle in that colour. And I'm just adding depth of colour. Let me turn that layer off and on. Look at the difference. It's now made it pop. If I want to, I could drop that down a little bit further. I'm going to play with the blend mode. Let's see. Doesn't make too much of a difference. I'll go back to normal. So that's fine. Let's say now that I want to colour in, let's see what I'd like to colour, is one of the flowers. I'm going to select the flower up here. So what I'm going to do is get my selection tool, and I might select this flower, and I love this technique because it's colouring within the lines. This will make sense. I'm going to stick with this colour just for the point of the exercise, but I'm going to click on my mask. I'm going to get my brush tool, and I'll make my brush smaller. I'm going to dial up the opacity to 41 so you can see it. And as I paint over that flower, now, oops, I've gone outside the selection. Have a look. I'm painting within the lines. As a child, I always loved colouring in the lines. I'll deselect, Control-D, and let's have a look. I've changed the colour of that flower. This is what I call selective colour techniques, and what you're doing is just changing some of the elements around. Now, I don't like the white flower, for example, so, okay, what colour am I going to go for? Let's come in, click on the foreground. Let's go left field. Let's go a purpley colour, real dusky pink. I'll go a dusky pink. I'll then come down to solid colour fill. It's now put that layer in. I click on the mask. I Control-I or Command-I to invert. Make sure my brush or the foreground is white. I'm on brush, but I need to select that area to make it easier for me to colour. So I'm going to select that flower, and I'm not going to be too fussy with my selection. Come back to brush, and I paint across. Now this is not a well-beating image. It is about giving you ideas for different colour techniques. I'll deselect, and let's have a look. There, oh, it's a little bit bright. Not to worry. I'm going to drop that opacity down a little bit on the colouring. Now, if you want to be really fussy, you could go in and select these leaves, and you could select these flowers. But the technique is choose a colour, apply a solid colour fill, invert your mask, and brush in the colour that you want. Now, let's say I'm done, I'm finished, and what do I want to do with this? Well, there's a couple of things I could do. I could go to Nick, I could put a different filter on it to give it a totally different look. I could add a texture over the top that gives me the colour grading. Let's do that. Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to do a stamp visible, Control-Alt-Shift-E or Command-Alt-Shift-E. Now I have a few textures in my libraries and I've put them in there. These are my ones that I'll use quite often. So I'll go into libraries and I'll just make that a little bit smaller so you can actually see. And let's say I'm going to put a tealy blue. Now I have no idea what this is going to look like. This is just me playing. I'm going to come over and drag that over. And it's in a transform box, so that means I can actually size that to the size of this image. And I'll go to my blend mode and choose soft light overlay. Lighten screen. Oh, screen. I wonder. Let's go soft light. I'm going to do soft light and I'm going to drop the opacity. Now I've got depth of colour. Let's turn that layer off and on. So you can see I'm building my colour layer up, but I'm going to go to multiply, darken, lighten screen. I'll go screen and then I'll just go up to the opacity. And I might even drop the fill. This is all about playing with different tools. And I've put a nice texture over the top. It's subtle, but it just gives a little bit of a finishing touch. Now, if you don't want to use a texture, let's delete that layer. I've got a pixelated layer. Let's go up to Filter, Blur and Average. And there's the colour that's come through that Photoshop has worked out the average colour. I can darken it, multiply it. Now multiply can just give me a little bit more depth. And so all I'm doing is using different techniques to build the colour up. And I go, no, I don't like that. That's fine. I'll delete that. I'll do a stamp visible layer again. And what else can I do? I might leave it there. I could come in and actually, just to finish off, is a levels. Let's see, I'll click on auto and let's see what it does. Oh, look at the pop on that. I'll turn the eye off and on. Let's leave it at that. And I'm going to turn all these layers off so you can see what we started with. I did a hue and saturation to really dial down the saturation. I did a photo filter to pop in some cyan to get a little bit more blue tone. And cyan photo filter is subtle blue. It's not a strong blue. I went into camera filter raw and then I actually applied a preset. I brushed in that yellow using a invert mask technique. I changed the colour of the rose. I've then done a few other techniques there, the texture or the average blur, but wasn't happy, and there it is. I've just added the levels. Now I look at that and I go, oh, it's a bit bright for me, so I can grab the mid-tone slider and just darken it a little bit, or I can come up here and I go, do I want to make the mid-tones brighter or the mid-tones darker? Let's try darker. Let's go back and go brighter. That is now a beautiful colouring. And for something like this, I'm not looking for colour reality. I'm looking at a colour that works for me. Do you want it contrasty? Do you want it bright? Do you want it soft and subtle? It's about finding your colour style to suit what you want with your photo or your piece of art. If I come back in and go increase contrast, that gives me some depth now, but I have these subtle tones underneath, and that is how I'll turn that layer off. That's how I build up depth in colour. Make colour choices, have fun with them. Don't always look for colour reality. Make a mistake, that's how you learn. The more you play with colour on your photos or your art, the more you learn and you'll go, I wonder, what if? let me try that. And you keep building up your colour eye. Have fun with colour.